Hello, hello. Has anybody else been bopping to the music the whole time like I have? Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Weekly Livestream. Yes, for those of you that were here at the very beginning, the timer did reset because your girl accidentally hit a button that made it go black. And there was no way for me to be like, oh, I'm sorry, just pick that up right where it left off. No, it doesn't work that way. So I started it over and I was like, well, what's an extra 15 seconds? It'll be just fine. But hello, happy Wednesday. I'm glad you all are here. Happy first live stream of spring. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited that it's technically spring. Does it look like spring outside? No. No, it does not. Did we have a high of 45 degrees the other day? Yes. Yes, we did. Today, the high has only been 38. So we're not there yet, but there's a glimmer. There's an inkling of hope there yonder beyond the horizon that says springtime is coming soon, and I am so excited about it. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. Let's see who is here joining us tonight. We have Paulette here. Gold star to Paulette for the first comment in the chat box of the evening, followed by Lissa. Hello, Lissa. And Lauren, happy Wednesday. Like the little waving emoji. I'll wave back. Kathy's here. Hello, hello. And Kim is here. Good evening. I did see Kim usually likes to slide in a question last minute, and she slid one in earlier than last minute, but I haven't checked to see if there are any other questions. No. Okay. No questions since I last looked. Happy Wednesday. How are y'all doing today? What's new? What's exciting? I am so glad to be here. I'm a little bit discombobulated. I have filmed 5 videos today. And so my brain is kind of like, whoa, what did you do? So excuse the comfy, cozy sweatshirt that you always see me in because it's literally my favorite article of clothing. This is my favorite article of clothing. It cost $12 on clearance. Don't get me wrong. You can't get things like good things, the higher end things with sleeves on an NHL shop website for $12. So this is my favorite thing. It is so comfy, cozy, and I just love it. Hi, Caitlin. Good to see you. So I've been in other clothes all day, so you'll have to excuse me. I'm in comfy clothes now. So let's chit chat. There's a lot to chit chat about tonight, my friends. A lot to chit chat about. Spent 2 hours outside between my walks and getting outside with my nanny kids. I love that. Good for you. We're not quite there yet. My husband did go for a run yesterday. I wonder if that irritated his throat. So he's been coughing. We're convinced he's sick. He just took a COVID test just to make sure it's negative. Thank goodness. I sing at church on Sunday. So I'm like, please don't get me sick. I would really like to actually sing at church because I haven't sung at church for months. And the last time I was supposed to sing, I was sick, so I didn't sing. So I'm like, please, don't be sick. But even if he is, it's not COVID, thank goodness. But it's been, a thing. You know how it gets. So let us do Highs and lows. For those of you that are new to the live stream, highs and lows are the opportunity that the community has to share their highs and lows of the past week. The highlights, no celebration is too small. Anything that was just the high for you of the week. And then on the flip side, of course, there's the low. If you feel so compelled to share with us kind of the low point of your week or the least awesome thing that happened to you, we like to hear those and support one another as well. So go ahead and share your highs and lows in the chat box or in the comment section if you are watching the replay. I would still love to hear them, even if you're watching on the replay, because I know a lot of people do. So my high, I honestly think my high was there's been good stuff. We had small group this week, which was wonderful. I had a rehearsal yesterday. We are back to Tuesday night rehearsals. If you remember, when I joined the Wooddale worship team, our live streams used to be on Tuesday nights, right? And I had to move them because on Tuesday nights we have rehearsals, and then the rehearsals stopped and I hadn't had to be there for Tuesday nights for a long time. Well, now that we've gone from the little room back into the big room with all of the people post COVID, we're back to Tuesday night rehearsals. And even though everything that could go wrong went wrong yesterday, the sound did not work. We could not get anything in our ears. We literally started rehearsing 45 minutes late. And that was after we, the musicians, decided we need to do this with or without sound because we need to go home. So we ended up going old school. All of the sound in the house, in the sanctuary worked, but we couldn't get it in our ears, which is where like the sound that you're not supposed to hear, like the click, the 1, 2, and there's a sound. So we as musicians, but you don't know this about musicians, we have for the modernized worship teams anyway, when you see us with these things in our ears, right? In our ears, we hear a constant keeping the tempo the entire time that we are doing a song. We hear a click the whole time. If repeating sounds aren't good for you, you won't like that. You won't like it. But the click is what keeps us all in tempo because we can't hear everything that's happening on the outside. So we use a click, and we couldn't get the click to work. So we busted out, one of those like wedge style speakers that like are often like on the bottoms of stages facing the people so they can hear what's going on. We grabbed one of those. They pumped the track and the click through that speaker. And if you saw my Instagram story yesterday, I shared just like a pan of the empty room, but you could hear the click in the background. That's what we were listening to, was the click the whole time out loud. But we didn't use microphones. Instruments were unplugged, and we just kind of did it acoustic style with the click in the house, and we got it done. It was fun. I sang with a new singer who she's not new. She was doing a different service. So she's very, very old to Wooddale, but she's new to me. And we blended really well. We had a great time because we started 45 minutes late. We had a great conversation, getting to know each other. It was awesome. So all sorts of highs. I think my low is that one might be sick. That's not great for me because usually if he gets sick, I get sick. That just is how it is. And I don't want to get sick. So those are my highs and my lows. Let's see. Hi, moved into my new house. How exciting, Kathy. That is wonderful. Low, have to unpack tons of boxes. Yeah, that kind of comes with the territory, I guess, doesn't it? But that's really, really exciting. Congratulations. Found Kringle at Trader Joe's, my favorite flavor so far. I've never had the raspberry one. And when I was at Trader Joe's, I actually looked at it, considered it, and was like, meh, and left it behind because raspberry was not nearly as exciting to me. In hindsight, like now that I think about it, I just don't know how many fruit flavored ones I've actually had. I've had the pumpkin one. I love the almond one, and pecan is like the OG. And if chocolate ever shows up, I think you might be able to only get this at O&H Bakery. Oh, fun fact. So that woman I said I was talking to and getting to know at rehearsal last night? We were talking about where we were from. And I was like, "Oh, are you from Minnesota?" And she goes, "No, I'm actually from a small town in Wisconsin, in southeastern Wisconsin." And I was like, "Oh," because where I went to school. I was like, "Oh, which one?" And she goes, "Racine." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, only the home of the only Kringle that is worthy of being." And this woman went to school with the kids of the owners of the O&H Bakery. Like, the people of the Kringle. So I thought that was really fun. I was like, so so we had like a 5-minute Kringle related conversation last night. So good. So it's so good. They have a chocolate one that is to die for, but you have to get it at their bakery, I think. It was a hit at small group. Got to enjoy reading for 30 minutes while the 22-month-old played quietly. I love that, which is so nice because reading a book. Yep. What is Kringle? Kringle. Oh, Lissa, if you might, can you go to the O&H Bakery website and just like shoot a link over? It is a pastry that is shaped like a ring. And in this flaky pastry, so it's like the slices are only this big vertically. You can make them wide, but you can't make them any bigger than this because this is all the thickness that the pastry is. And it's topped with a delicious icing, and then it's usually stuffed with something. Pecan, like I said, is the OG and the most popular. Almond flavoring and almond paste, and the chocolate one has chocolate in it. It is, if you know, you know. It's one of those if you know things. And for the longest time, the reason most of the United States knows about Kringle is because Trader Joe's started carrying the ones from southeastern Wisconsin. I know about Kringle because I went to college in southeastern Wisconsin. I went to Carthage College, and Kringle is the thing that, like, when the professors want to bring a treat, you don't bring in donuts, you bring in Kringle. Any treat that is worth being treated with when you are in southeastern Wisconsin is Kringle. And the only brand that is the brand that is superior to all others is O&H Bakery in Racine, Wisconsin. It is so good. It is so good. So if you have a Trader Joe's near you and you happen to see in the little baked goods section an O&H Bakery Kringle, I would encourage you to try it if you have never tried it. It is unlike anything I've ever had before, and it is absolutely delicious, and O&H Bakery is the only brand I will buy. You should have seen way back when we lived in, when did we live in North Carolina? 2014, 2015. 2014, 2015. 2013, 2014. My elation, because I shop at Trader Joe's regularly down there. When one day, it was fall, one day randomly, I'm walking by and my eyes see that O&H Bakery for the first time in Trader Joe's. And I literally did the biggest happy dance because I knew what that meant. I knew what that was. And it was so good. And they've kept carrying them. I thought it was going to be like a seasonal thing, one and done. No, they now I don't know how they managed to get this brand deal. I don't know who reached out to who. I don't know what happened. But I'm so glad that I don't have to, like, we're talking when my parents would come and visit me in college, we would drive to the bakery and buy a bunch of Kringles. Like, that's what you do. That's what you do. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's dangerous though. It's dangerous because you would think that putting it in the freezer would prevent you from eating it. No, it's just as good frozen as it is not frozen. It's so good. It is so good. Yes, deadly good. Very, very dangerous. If you have impulse control issues, maybe not the thing for you. If you want to try the best thing ever or need to bring something special to a place, a Bible study, a group, whatever, that's a really great option. It's a really great option. Oh yeah, brought it to a couple of gatherings. Absolutely, 100%. There was carrot cake, cheesecake, some lemon thing, chocolate cake, and Kringle. And the Kringle was, yeah, it's so good. It's so good. I spent Sunday with my family celebrating my niece's 8th birthday. Happy birthday to your niece, Lauren. I tried a new chocolate chip muffin recipe and it was a hit. Yay! Bonus, I restrained myself and only tasted half to make sure it was good. Excellent. Excellent. Y'all, if you haven't gotten your hands on that blueberry muffin recipe that I talked about in my vlog, you need to do it. You need to do it. We are on our second batch in this house, and it is just, my husband's been eating them with breakfast. I've been eating them as an afternoon snack. They are flawless. They are so good. They're so good. Turtle Kringle and birthday cake. Yes. On their website. Yeah, it's so good. It's expensive to get shipped to you, but if you find like some of the flavors on there, I won't ever order from the website because, quite frankly, if I like go home for a weekend, it's literally an hour drive from my parents' house, maybe an hour 15. I can just go there and pick it up in the store hot and fresh. So I like, it's, or make a detour on one of the days we come home, and instead of taking 90, take 90 or 294 and get ourselves to Racine. I love it. I made those muffins for meal prep. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my goodness. Love hearing all of your highs and lows. Okay. So, my friends, I have a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about. First, a fun little thing. I have had some epic hunger management this week. Not hunger management issues, epic hunger management. And do you want to know what I have done? Not today, but the last 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, that have shocked and surprised me and made me feel full for 5+ hours after I've eaten in the morning. My breakfast, my avocado toast, had an entire avocado on it. I had 2 avocados left that I needed to use, or they were going to, pull an avocado and go from beautiful to rotten in, 2 hours. And so I was like, you know what? It's a lot of avocado. It's like 150 calories worth of avocado. And I said, screw it. And I made avocado mash and put it on my toast with my smoked salmon and my angelic bakehouse bread. I kid you not, for like 450 calories, 500-ish calories, full for hours. And like when I went downstairs at like 2 and 3 p.m. to eat lunch, it was a small lunch. And like, oh my gosh, I was baffled. So this is just your friendly reminder to eat a lot of your calories during the morning. Not all of them. If you need to save them for some meals, fine. But like those people doing the like 100 calorie breakfast or 250 calorie breakfast, up your ante, my friends. Because if you eat low calorie breakfast like that, and then you start to struggle in the afternoon, and I do most of the time, kid you not, when I'm on track and eating light meals, by after lunch, like I'll be fine for breakfast, I'll be fine for lunch. And then as soon as I finish lunch, then I get that itch for something sweet that doesn't go away. And then I get snacky. And then I get, and then, right? Sorry, I keep clearing my throat because I literally just finished dinner before we had this. Oh, the song I posted in my story was Oceans. I only had one guess, and it was somebody from church, and she was joking and said it was Surrey with the fringe on top. It was Oceans. I wasn't sure because Oceans has such a specific chord progression in it that I wasn't sure if you guys would recognize it or not, but it was Oceans. No, up your ante. And eat more food in the morning because you get snacky, you get cravey once the afternoon hits. Why? Because you didn't give your body enough in the morning. And I am a prime example of that, my friends. I'm a prime example of that. Another thing that happened to me this week, I wasn't going to talk about this. This wasn't on my little docket, but I will talk about it anyway. Once I figure out what the heck's happening here. This is a reminder to all my lady friends that still get their periods. Ovulation can spike the scale. Just an FYI, just a remember, because I had one of those like step on the scale, and it was Tuesday. Yesterday. It was yesterday. I got on the scale and I was feeling real good. I was feeling real cocky because I had under-eaten my calorie cap by like 300 calories. And that included, I keep calling it cheesecake. I can't even tell you how many times I tried to say carrot cake today while I was filming and I said cheesecake instead. Why? I don't know. But so I ate carrot cake, but I clocked in real low. I worked out. I drank all my water. I checked all the boxes. I was feeling real cocky when I got up to get on the scale yesterday morning. And that son of a gun spiked up so high. I was like, how dare you? How freaking dare you? I was furious with the scale. And then I stopped and I did the math. And I slept terribly. I checked my Oura ring and my temperature was up. My clothes were tight. I was bloated. And I actually was a little bit crampy. And I was like, I'm ovulating, aren't I? And I opened my calendar. Boom. And I was like, today is the day. Just a reminder that, and that's all gone today. The scale came right back down. The bloating went away. I feel much better. My energy is back. All of the things. It was a one-day thing. And I Googled all of the symptoms just to make sure that like it's typical of ovulation. And yeah, it is. So this is a reminder that if you get a scale spike in the middle of, like, in between your periods, reminder that ovulation can do that to you too. Just so you know. It sucks. It's not fair, but it happens. Just an FYI. Um, yeah. Yep, it was definitely oceans. Okay, so another thing, I have announcements. First announcement is Mindset and Macros launches for my VIP list on Friday, which is super, super exciting. For those of you that don't know, Mindset and Macros is my group coaching program. It takes place on Facebook. It is a self-led plus a little bit of coaching type program. So what I mean by that is I do your macros. I calculate everybody's macros. You get the questionnaire thing where you have to get real in depth with me so I know how to calculate your macros for your goals, blah blah blah. I send you your macros. You get a shorter version of the tracker sheet that I use with my one-on-one clients. There is no one-on-one accountability, but all of the access to me happens in the Facebook group. It is a 6-week program. We hop on Zoom a couple of times. I go live in the Facebook group with some Q&A sessions. And what we focus on is not just learning how to track macros or getting your macros tracked if you know how to track macros and you just want to work with a coach or whatever, but we really talk about and dive into the mindset shifts that we need to get away from. That Weight Watchers mentality, that diet mentality, that old mentality that is not doing us any good anymore. We need to shake those. Some of the diet mindsets that we work on are good food versus bad food, all or nothing mindset, the scale, and why the scale needs to not have this kind of power over us, and what other metrics we can use and should use to track progress in addition to the scale, all sorts of stuff. And there's another one that is going to be my video for tomorrow, so you're going to want to check that out as well. So if you even think that maybe possibly you are interested in joining Mindset and Macros for this round, like I said, it's a 6-week program. In the info bar below, it says join my VIP group coaching VIP list. Click that link and fill in your information, because that is where all of the special emails are getting sent to. The people on the VIP list get availability to purchase 3 days early. 3 days early. It launches for VIP list on Friday and it launches to the public on Monday. And during that weekend, this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the VIP list only will have access to a $50 discount with a discount code that comes through the email. So if that is something that is interesting to you in any way, even if you're like, I just want information, go ahead and join that list, because that's where it's all going to happen. Ashley, hi. Oh, I miss you. It's so good to see your name pop up. Hi. I'm in desperate need to try this again. Group coaching is starting. It's happening. So here's the next thing. This is totally not characteristic of me, but I decided that I wanted to use my platform for good. And so bear with me for just a second, okay, my friends, because this is going to sound a little like advertising or whatever, but it's super important. So you guys know I'm in a small group, right, with other young married couples, led by a couple who's been married for 35 years. And we don't know each other that well, but we're very open, very honest with each other. And we talk about our lives when we're together, and we talk about the Bible when we're together. And it's a great, great group of people. There's one young woman in this group who works for this company or this organization called She Is Safe. And for ages now, for months, on her prayer request, because we pray for each other every week as well, on her prayer request, she always asked for prayers for her fundraising, because the fundraising is a lot of the stuff that she has to do. And she prays that God opens the doors to get the funds that she needs so she can do her job. She does incredible work. I have a little ticker. She Is Safe. Their mission is to prevent, rescue, and they restore women and girls from abuse. And I need to read, not the ticking one. And slavery in high risk communities across the world. And their vision is She Is Safe envisions every at-risk girl free and equipped to become whatever says the person that she's meant to be. It is a company that helps women in other countries get out of sex trafficking situations, mail order bride situations, SA situations, child labor situations. It is really, really powerful stuff. And so as she continued to pray for this week after week after week, it dawned on me on Monday night that I was like, oh my gosh, I have this platform that I could be asking for donations on her behalf. She does not know. She does not follow me on Instagram. She does not follow me on YouTube. She does not know the number of subscribers I have, the number of followers I have, who shows up. She knows none of that. All I did on Monday night was say, "Hey, when you talk about asking for fundraising, is it for like do you have to ask businesses for like I wasn't sure if it was something we could even donate to." And then I'm like, or is it individuals? Like, could I donate to help you get your fundraising? And she was, yeah, you can donate. The individuals can donate too. And I was like, excellent. Please send me information. Because I want to donate. My husband and I have decided that we want to donate on her behalf as well and help her reach her goal. But if you guys want a really excellent cause and to literally help make prayers come true for somebody that I know personally, any donation to She Is Safe would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Again, she has no idea that I'm like on live stream talking about it or anything like that. But I was like, God gave me a platform. Why can't I use it to literally help answer one of my small group members' prayers? She has, if I did the math correctly, the way that the subscriptions work is they have like, ideally you do like a monthly recurring, but you don't have to. There's also an option for like a one-off payment thing. And I did the math. And with what she sent me for like what she still needs, I think she needs about $40,000. So if you, the Diva and the Divine community, have $1, $5 that you could donate to her, that would be wonderful. Any step closer that we can get her to her fundraising goal so she can make it happen and be done with that huge stressor that has been stressing her out for months would be greatly appreciated. So I have the link to her donation page down below. It's not going to say her name or anything like that, but it is for her specifically. So she's getting the credit to meet her quota. So if that is something that is interesting to you, near and dear to your heart, she's told us about the work she's doing. She's told us about where she's going. I can't share all of that information with you, but it's really, really incredible work that she's doing. And we pray real hard for her every time she leaves town because she's doing some crazy, crazy work. And bonus, they're also leading these women to God at the same time. It's an incredible organization. So that's my little sales pitch for something that is not even for me. But yes, my group coaching is on Facebook. It is Facebook specific because I don't have a better platform for it right now. And Facebook groups work really, really well. So that's what I use them for. The mindset thing is definitely where I've been struggling lately. I mean, on the outside, it sounds like you've been doing pretty well in general, but it's always open. The doors are always open. If you're even considering it, sign up for the VIP list. You'll get some more information as the week progresses, and you'll get the coupon code in 48 hours. Oh my goodness, it's so exciting. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat at all. And thank you for listening to my little spiel about She Is Safe. I just felt it was put on my heart on Monday to say something. So I'm saying something. I wanted to make sure I listened to that urge that I had. So those are my announcements. It is now officially Q&A time. We got a couple of questions this week, but as per usual, those of you that are in the chat, feel free to drop in your questions anytime because you guys get priority. But while we wait for questions, the first question I got today was, how do you calculate calories or macros? And this is a very nuanced thing, and there are very many levels at which you can do this. You can use a calorie calculator. It will give you some general information that's typically calculated for somebody about your size. The problem with a calculator is that it doesn't take into consideration your specific biology. And let me be honest, my macro calculations don't necessarily, like, I can't like take do a blood test to be like, this is exactly what is happening in your specific body. But what having a coach do the macro calculations for you does is it allows for much greater personalization. I have a much wider range of things, variabilities, and numbers that I use to calculate somebody's total daily energy expenditure, deficit, all of it. It's all hand calculated by me instead of pushed through some formula by a computer, right? But you can use the calculator to start. It's totally okay. If you need a place to start and you can't afford to have a coach do your macros for you, use a calculator. Starting somewhere is better than starting nowhere. The exact method that I use for calculating macronutrients, I can't tell you because it's a service that I offer. So if you really want me to calculate your macros for you, I do have that service offering. Reach out to me and I can get you information. But basically, you start with finding out your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure, also known as the level of calories, the amount of calories you need to maintain your current weight. Not gaining, not losing, total daily energy expenditure. Then you calculate your deficit. Then you calculate your protein. And then you calculate your fat. And the leftovers are your carbohydrates. And wham, bam, there it is. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. It's not quite as easy peasy. You should see the mathematical equations and stuff that I write out when I'm doing it, because I do all of mine by hand. I literally have a notebook that's just macro calculations that look like sixth grade math homework. And I like doing it by hand. I don't mind doing it by hand at all. Oh no, this week has been super bad with mindset. I've been going through the motions and not doing anything stupid, but diet mindset spirals have been horrible. What's the worst one? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Oh, good heavens. So that's how I calculate macronutrients. Let me make it very clear. It is superbly important that you include all of the macronutrients. Carbohydrates are just as important as getting your protein goals, and you need all three macronutrients. So when you're calculating your own macros or trying to make up your own macros, don't be like, I'm going to eat as few carbohydrates as possible. No. We do not do that here, my friends. We do not do that here. We love carbs. We thrive on carbs. Our thyroids need carbs. Our energy levels need carbs. So we do carbs. Ooh, what am I doing? I feel like I just broke something. Oh no. I put my QB back under my my desk, and the resistance level is moving. Oh, I loved this question. When is your next CMT appointment? And did you get more insight into your energy since the last one? So for those of you that don't know, I have a peripheral nerve disorder called Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease, CMT for short. And it turns out here in the Minneapolis area is one of a handful of CMT Center of Excellence services. We didn't even have that in Chicago. There's one in Chicago now, but when we moved up here, there was one here and not one in Chicago. When is my next CMT appointment? I don't currently have one. And here's why. I don't have one because the last time I went, which I don't remember if that was 2022 or 2021, to be honest with you. I think it was 2020 and 2021, I think were when I went. And I see questions rolling in, so keep them coming. But it's been at least a year, maybe 2 years, and I haven't gone back yet because the doctors don't know what to do with me. The doctor, and when you go, you see a whole bunch of people. You see a physical therapist, you see an occupational therapist. If you need to, you see the braces guy, you see or the orthotics person. There you go, orthotics, that's the word. You see the neurologist, of course, and there's like you can see like a genetic specialist or a genetic planner, whatever they're called. I don't know. But the neurologist looked at me and he goes, because the last time I went, from year 1 that I went to year 2 I didn't progress. There was no progression. And it sounds like a lot of what the CMT Center of Excellence is there for is for support for the people who are losing their abilities, who need more things, who need more help, who need more specialty because they're getting worse. And your girl's not getting any worse. Knock on wood. But the doctor literally looked at me and he said, you don't have to keep coming back every year. If you're not getting worse, you don't have to keep coming back to see us. Come back if you need something from us, but you don't come back just to come back. Like you don't need to see us, which is amazing because it means that if I need something, if I feel like I need new braces, if I feel like I need something related to CMT, they're there for me if I need them. If I need a referral for physical therapy, if I need whatever, something that my PCP can't get for me, which quite honestly, I'm sure if I asked my PCP for a referral to physical therapy, she'd give me one. But they're there for me if I need them. But I currently don't need them. I'm weightlifting, and that's better than any physical therapy they could do for me, right? So I haven't gone back yet. Did you get more insight into your energy since then? My energy I've learned that it just ebbs and flows. That's kind of what I've learned. I did try, she challenged me for like a week to sit down while I shower and see if that helps with my energy levels. And it almost felt more tedious to me to sit down and try to figure out how to shower sitting down than it was to just shower. So that didn't last very long. If I'm really tired, I sit down when I shower. If I'm really tired, I sit down more frequently and I make sure to rest. I did a thing today. I skipped my workout today. And so now I'm either going to have to do 2 workouts tomorrow or do a workout on Saturday in order to make up for it, because Lift More is 5 days, not 4. But I felt like it was the right move just because I had a lot to do today. And breaking things up allows me to not beat myself up so my energy levels are impacted in such a crazy way, right? So my energy levels, they ebb and they flow. I'm currently in a stage, knock on wood again, where there have been more days with energy than without, with yesterday being the exception. I was so gung-ho and full of energy and life on Monday, and then yesterday I just felt terrible, but it was a bad case of ovulation, so it was fine. And then I've been going all day and I feel really great. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see if just the way I've been eating and the way I've been doing things have anything to impact with that. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm weightlifting again. Who the heck knows? But specific insight, no. I'm just learning to manage it better, basically. All right, let's see here. I want to try Western bagels. Do you think they're good enough on their own for breakfast, or do I need to add more protein? Excellent question. So if you're going to do Western bagels for protein, get the Perfect 10 bagels. Those have like 19 grams of protein in them. They have like one that has more, I think. I've never tried it, so I can't tell you how good they are. But I love it's bare minimum. Ashley, let's put it that way. They have 19 grams of protein in them. I want people eating at least 25. Now, if you wanted to make a killer egg sandwich with those suckers, go for it. Or if you want to have your bagel and your cream cheese or whatever and have a protein shake and have some 2 scrambled eggs, have some other source of protein, that would be great. I am here to tell you, you guys know this by now if you've been keeping up with my content, and I don't know if Ashley you've been, but the Western bagel makes a killer lunch sandwich. Oh my gosh, so delicious. And so I've been putting turkey and onion and chive cream cheese and a slice of cheese and cucumbers and basically recreating the tasty turkey sandwich from Einstein Brothers Bagels. And it is so good. And when you do that, when you put 4 ounces of turkey on that sucker and a piece of cheese, then you're at like a 40 grams of protein sandwich. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Is it better? Would I prefer you have that option versus if you were just going to eat a regular bagel and cream cheese anyway? Yes, I would prefer that because protein is better. We need more protein in our lives, right? So there's the level, there's the meter of good, better, best, right? Good is eating the bagel. Better is eating the bagel with more protein. But they're very good. I do enjoy them very much. Taking a diet break because I'm dealing with some intermittent dizziness and being sick, and I figured stepping away from a deficit might be a good idea. I think that's a good idea. But instead, I got in such a bad how much to add that not only did I not change anything, I ended up starting to overthink the idea that I'm eating too much. Oh, knock it off. You're not eating too much. If your scale's going down, you're not eating too much. Add up to your maintenance, up until not the maintenance that was actually a surplus, but to like a regular maintenance. So if you're currently doing like 1700, add like 6 points, 7 points maybe, and see how that goes. You really don't have to overthink it. You really don't. If you're like, the maintenance at 2300 was too high, maybe I should try 2100 instead. Do the math to make that happen. That's all it takes. I could have told you in 2.5 seconds. And I when you said something in the Discord channel, for those of you who don't know, I have a Patreon, and the Patreon members have access to a Discord channel that we're always chatting away on. You said something on the Patreon about it, and I almost told you what to do, but I wanted to see if you would figure it out for yourself. Hi, Lori, Brie, and friends. I love that. I've seen it on your stories. Okay, yes, good. It's so good. It's such now since I got home from Florida, I haven't had any Western bagels because all of my order of Western bagels is what was left is sitting in the freezer in Florida, which is fine. I have to go back to Florida in a couple weeks anyway, so I have food there, which is great. But I haven't thought about that sandwich since I've been home, and now I'm thinking about that sandwich. Ooh, so good. It's so good. 2-ingredient dough bagels. Nice. Yeah, I tried that once and I don't remember if I liked it. I didn't like it as much, I don't think. And I don't know if I did it wrong. I don't know. I don't remember, but I've tried it once before and it had a different taste to me than the regular self-rising flour ones. For the 2-ingredient dough bagels, because you use the self-rising flour, right? I felt like they had a very sourdough taste to them. And it was probably the yogurt that gave them that. But I loved that it was like, ooh, I get sourdough. Yummy. And with the Kodiak cakes, I didn't feel like it tasted like sourdough, which is fine because that big box of Kodiak cakes that I have is just going to be transformed into a bunch of muffins. They also have a chocolate chip cookie recipe on the back that I'm contemplating trying, but calorically, if I did the math right, it comes out to like 160 calories a cookie. And I'm almost positive that my Nestle Toll House cookies are less than that. Think I made it? Yes. That's beautiful. That's perfect. I love that. Please do it that way. Because I just want you to have a little bit more. That's one of the things that I have a video that I haven't filmed it yet, but I'm going to come out that's like thinking about hiring a coach, do these things first. And it's the protein. It's all about the protein. So anything that I can do to get people to eat just a little bit more protein is better. So I love that. If you do a Western bagel, with peanut butter. So make sure you don't get the everything flavored ones if you're going to put like sweet stuff on it because they have everything and regular. But with a protein shake, perfect. I love that. That means like because I'm eating close to what those maintenance numbers should be, which is what started the whole spiral. Wait, you're eating 2,000 calories already? I thought you said you were eating 1,700. That's a big difference. I mean, quite frankly, if you're losing on 2,000 calories, good for you. But you said you were eating 1,700 calories. And I know why you're doing points, but this is why I just do calories. It's so much easier. Yeah, she does. And I guess I feel like maybe I should try it. I have this whole thing of plain Greek yogurt in my refrigerator. I'm going to try it. I haven't made a 2-ingredient dough bagel and I can't even tell you how long. Oh my word. But I'm going to do it because I need a way to use up all that yogurt anyway. And we can only eat blueberry muffins at a certain pace. So I need to use that yogurt up. I'll try it and I'll report back. I never made them with regular self-rising flour. Oh yeah. Oh no, I'm good with white flour. So we started eating kind of sort of Mediterranean-ish with and I mentioned that last week, right? With the exception of I'm eating carrot cake and stuff. But even the dish that I was supposed to make tonight was fish with just an olive oil lemon sauce and whatever. But because my husband wasn't feeling good, I was like, babe, do you want fish for dinner? He just didn't sound good. And fish, while delicious, is not necessarily I'm not feeling good comfort food, So we had gnocchi bowls tonight, which were, does anybody remember when I invented the gnocchi bowl? My husband asked me that today. He goes, how did you even come up with this? Because I made a comment, as I finish it, I was like, oh, it hits the spot every single time. It is by far my favorite thing that I make in the kitchen. And I'm pretty sure it's his favorite thing that I make in the kitchen too. And it is something I completely made up and it is so good. And I don't remember when or how I made it up, but I did. This was not a recipe I found from somebody. And it is the best thing I make in this kitchen. I'll message. There you go. Is it equal portions? It is equal portions, isn't it? Quarter cup of self-rising flour, quarter cup of plain Greek yogurt, right? Gosh, it's been so long I can't even remember. Yeah, Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. And in terms of, no, that'd be about 7 grams of protein. Yeah, yeah, that's true. It's true. Well, I'll have to give that a try this week for sure. So what else we got here? Next question. What are your best tips for being on track while eating out? This is a great question, and it's a question that I love. So my cardinal rule for 1 part flour to 1 part yogurt. Okay. My cardinal rule, and when I'm coaching my clients on how to go out, is we have to pick and choose. I'm never going to tell you you can't indulge in the thing that you really want. What I am going to tell you is you kind of need to be choosy about what it is that you want. So in my opinion, there are 5 different meal eating opportunities, calorie consumption opportunities when you go out to eat. You have the alcoholic beverage, you have the appetizer, the bread basket, the entree, and desserts, right? And so that's 5 opportunities to overindulge in something, right? So my rule of thumb is whenever you go out, you get to pick 2 of those 5 things. So maybe you're like, okay, we're going to Cheesecake Factory. Your girl really needs dessert. If you really need dessert, you're probably going to leave behind the alcohol, the bread basket, and you're probably going to pick an entree that is lighter in fare, right? More aligned with your goals, heavier in protein and vegetables and things of that nature, because you know you want to eat a 1,200 calorie piece of cheesecake, right? On the flip side, maybe you're going out for social hour with your girlfriends and you decide that you're going to participate in a martini and you really, really want the chicken Alfredo. That's fine. Pass on the appetizers, pass on dessert, pass on the bread basket. Do you see what I'm saying? You can have the things, you just can't have all the things every single time. And I think that's where we slip up, especially if we're people who go out on the regular. We still consider going out to be a special occasion, and sometimes it is. But if you're somebody that just like, we always go out once a week, and at least once a month we land at the Olive Garden, does that mean that every time you go to the Olive Garden, you need to get the 5,000 calorie tour to Italy thing? No. Maybe if you want it one time, you can get it. But because you know you keep coming back to the Olive Garden, sometimes it might behoove you to make the chicken salad something or other choice because you know it's not a special occasion. It's just where you end up going for dinner, right? So you need to be a little bit more choosy. I'm never going to say don't have the thing you truly want. If you really truly want a crumble cookie, you go and you have that crumble cookie, but maybe you modify what your meals are for the day to work that crumble cookie into your life, right? Does this make sense? It sounds so simple. It sounds like, oh, that's such a lame answer, Brianna. But I'm telling you that like when you start to make decisions like that, that's when things start to change. That's when you start to marry the I'm making choices aligned with my goals and I still get to have what I want. You get to merge those 2 things because you're being really specific and really intentional about your choices of what to indulge in. Super, super important because the menu changes weekly. Yeah. So what you do is you just indulge a little bit. And there will be some weeks, like I know that you automatically like kind of save things. You save your weeklies for Tuesday. And if you're not saving your weeklies for Tuesday, maybe you should save some weeklies for Tuesday in terms of using points. That's kind of what they're there for, right? So if you know that this is going to be a thing, and what's nice is it's earlier enough in the week. Well, I don't actually know when your reset day is. What day do you weigh in, Lissa? Formally. Because if your reset day is Friday or whatever, like you still have the rest of the week where if you don't use all of your weeklies, that's fine. You have them to use for the rest of the week. But if you need them, they're there. That's kind of the point. A situation like that would also be great for carb cycling or calorie cycling if you're a calorie counter. But some of the other things that you do is like there are days that I go and I don't like, we always have snacks and stuff at small group too. I don't often partake in them. Maybe this past week I had an Oreo cookie while I was at small group today. Everything else stayed controlled and in my home. And my weekly reset on Monday. So you literally have an entire week's worth of weeklies that you can use. You have the option to use them. So that works out really great for you. And so between that and doing doing like lighter meals, like if you have a lighter lunch or whatever, like save a couple of points here and there, you have the benefit of, if you saved these weeklies and you didn't use them all, they're not wasted, right? Because on the flip side, if your weeklies reset on a Wednesday and you save all of them for Tuesday, and then all of a sudden you don't use half of them, well, you've lost them because they reset Tuesday night, right? So you actually, that timing works out really, really well for you, because all is not lost if you don't end up using them. That makes sense. So yeah, sometimes you don't know what you're going to have. And when you go out to a restaurant, you can't always plan ahead, or you don't always plan ahead, or the spirit moves you to order something else when you get there. But if you are just intentional with how much you take, what you're going to indulge in, and what you're thus going to pass on, you will be able to make eating out more aligned with your goals. Are you still fasting from last meal of the day to first meal of the morning? If you are, how is it going? I am fasting from either last meal of the day or dessert. Most days I do meal then dessert. Today I did not. So today I'm going to go downstairs when I'm done here, eat my carrot cake, and then I'm done. And I've been fasting. I haven't been eating breakfast until like 10 o'clock in the morning, 9:30, 10 o'clock every day. And it's going fine. It's going fine. I have found that I am, like I said, I have not been hungry. I'm just letting my body do its thing. And it's a really interesting thing when you start to. So here's what I did. Here's the secret of all secrets. That just this week, because I haven't been having hunger issues, and I'm fully aware that like once ovulation it happens, so like in another week I could have ravenous hunger issues. Who the heck even knows? But I'm just going to take it day by day. But what I decided to do was something, and now I'm not going to remember what the trigger was. What the heck? I think it was I was listening to a lecture or something that was like, to make your goals attainable, you have to make the baby steps attainable. Something encouraged me to bump up my calories a little bit. So I bumped up my calories a little bit. And so I'm still like, they're still in a deficit for me, for my maintenance level. For my BMR, I don't know. Well, yes, because the scale goes down. It has been going down all week, which is great. Well, save yesterday. It went like this. And now we're back down and everything is fine. So it's a deficit level for me. But what I've decided to do, because on Monday I was so not hungry, and like I said, I ended up leaving like 300 some odd calories behind on Monday. I decided, and I mentioned this once before, but I'm leaning into the concept of the calorie ceiling. And the calorie ceiling means like it gives you permission to not have to eat the same number of calories every single day, right? So the calorie ceiling, let's say my calorie ceiling is 1,800 calories. Okay. So if my calorie ceiling is 1,800 calories, that means anything 1,800 calories or below is an on track day, right? So at maximum, in order to stay in my deficit, or to stay in my macros, anything below, like technically, if my maintenance is 2,100, technically 2,998 is a deficit, right? So anything below your TDEE is a deficit. But let's say my calorie goal is 1,800. Some days I will eat 1,800. Some days I might eat 1,600. Some days I might, and then there are days I might go over, right? But like in general, the ceiling for me is this specific number. And if there are days that I'm not hungry and I clock in a little bit under, that's okay too. And it just kind of loosens things up a little bit, because it tells me you don't have to hit this exact number every single day. It's okay if you clock in under. It's okay. And so I've been leaning into that this week as well. And it's been feeling really, really good, which is nice. So yes, I always like, technically we all fast from the last meal, but unless you mean like by not snacking. I'm not a nighttime snacker. You guys. Have I ever actually uttered those words out loud, like as an identity thing? I'm not a nighttime snacker. I used to be a nighttime snacker. And this is proof that people can change. Literally in real time. I don't think I've ever said those words. I've said I don't snack at night, but I've never identified as not a nighttime snacker, because I'm not. Wow. That's crazy to me that just happened. I'm not a nighttime snacker. I have gotten to the point where when I tell myself I'm kitchen closed, I'm done. With the exception of if there have occasionally been times when I'm like, I'm getting towards bedtime and I can tell in my tummy that like, I'm getting hungry. Not like I'm getting munchy, but like I'm getting hungry, and I will not make it until 7 a.m. without like waking up in the middle of the night hungry. Then I will eat something. But it is very specifically if I'm feeling that actual hunger come on. Um, but usually, and that is a rare occasion that happens. Um, wow. I wished I wasn't a nighttime snacker. So, I mean, Lori, the reality is look at me. You can become not a nighttime snacker. One way to start that is to close the kitchen. Close the kitchen after hours, my friends. Once you're done with dinner and your planned dessert, you're done. You're done. You get to eat again tomorrow. It's fine. And if that works well for me. If we told my husband that he was not allowed to be a nighttime snacker, bad things would happen. That boy eats every couple of hours. So he has his dinner and then he has a snack. And then like a couple hours later, he'll have a snack. And then usually when we're watching TV, and then he'll have his ice cream, his dessert closer to bedtime. And that's his routine. That's his body's routine. He eats every couple of hours. And I'm not like that anymore. And it's okay to be different. But if you want to get rid of the nighttime snacking, then you have to put forth the effort to close the kitchen. I don't spend weeklies on Monday, Tuesday. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what you should do. Yeah. That's perfect. Y'all sound like you know what you're doing today. I like it. I like it, y'all. That's great. Okay. Last question with a couple of minutes to go. Thoughts on the ninja Creami that everyone is raving about. Yes, I have thoughts on the Ninja Creami. I want one. Like, I'm just being completely honest with you. I have seen what people are creating with these Ninja Creami things, and like, I am real intrigued by the whole like milk and protein powder turns into ice cream. What? I would eat my protein powder that way. I absolutely would. Like, how freaking delicious. I want one. I want one. Did I put a link to one in the info bar? I'm not on YouTube, so I can't see my info bar. If I did, I hope I did. It should be to Target. It's on sale at Target right now for $1.99. Don't think I'm not tempted. Don't think I'm not tempted. Once I was asked this question and I went and I grabbed the link from Target, I was like, do I order this? Do I? Whoa, hold the phone. It's $1.19 at Costco? The same one that is $1.99 at Target is $1.19. What? Nuh-uh. You're lying. I mean, Kim doesn't lie to me, but still, I have to see it for myself. I am on Costco's website. I really am. Creamy with an I. And I get almond butter. Member only item. With 3 pints? Sign in to see the hold the phone. I'm just confirming what oh good. It saved my password because I sure as heck don't remember what my password is. Logging in. Out of stock. Kim, it's out of stock. Did you buy it? It's out of stock. But you are right. There is one of them that is $1.19. But it's out of stock. Oh no. Now I'm gonna have to keep my eyes on it. Put it on Instagram or Facebook. Did I put it on Instagram? I don't think I put it on it. I did put it on Instagram. Didn't I? Am I that ahead of the game? Did I really put it on Instagram? I'm pretty sure it's on Instagram. It is a real, and the recipe is on there, Ashley. It is, if you go to my feed, it is row number 2 all the way on the right. It's a reel with the muffins on it. Maybe in store. Okay. That makes me kind of want to go back to Costco. I was just there. I didn't even think to I will have to go look. And keep checking. If they have it, I'm thinking they'll probably keep having it because $119 is a stellar price for the Ninja Creamy. But yeah, my thoughts are I kind of want one. I really do. My biggest not hesitation, my biggest reason that I'm kind of putting it off is I don't really eat frozen stuff in the winter time. But come summertime, your girl could eat some ice cream, especially if she makes it really good. Yes. Heck yes. I saw I remember what the other person put. I saw a reel or something just the other day that was like almond milk and protein powder, and then they put in sugar-free pudding mix. And it turned out so creamy. And then I know I Track Bites Chef Allie also has been doing a lot of recipes. So I Track Bites. Want. Healthy Chef Allie. I know she also is doing Weight Watchers recipes, so I'm not really sure what's happening there. I do know that she's doing a lot with the Ninja Creamy, so she's got stuff you can check out as well. Yes, it's also on the back of the Kodiak cake mix. So my recipe is I took the muffin recipe that was on the back of the Kodiak cakes, waffles, and pancake mix. There is one specifically, there's a muffin recipe that has a banana in it, and then in small letters it says, if you're making blueberry muffins, swap out the banana, add yogurt and blueberries. Works really, really well. Then, because I wanted to get fancy, I used the streusel topping recipe from the Half Baked Harvest. That's her website. Really cool website, by the way. Really like nutritionally sound, really, really awesome stuff over there. And she's got a cool like recipe box, meal planning tool that I haven't even begun to dabble in yet, but it's very, very cool. So Half Baked Harvest is the website, and she has like these blueberry coffee cake muffins, and it has a streusel topping. I took the streusel topping from that recipe and put it on the Kodiak cake muffins. And it's so good. It elevated it. It's just absolutely delightful. Absolutely delightful. So, all right. All right, my friends. It's 8 o'clock. We have made it. I want to thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today. This was such a great conversation. Stay tuned for the same time next week for another Q&A conversation community gathering. And in the meantime, have a wonderful, wonderful night. Links to the VIP list and to, if you wanted to donate to my friend's cause of She Is Safe, the links and everything for all of those are down below. Take care, and I will talk to y'all later.